resolution condemning the Israelis by killing the Palestinians as civilians, and he has some doubts about some Palestinian groups who may have done such a thing. We had a report, the Palestinian government in Gaza issued a report about this. They sent this report to the General Secretary of the United Nations. They reacted to the report legally in the right way, which is expected by any other government. And I believe there must be a follow-up for the Israeli crimes against the Palestinians.
Mr. Hamdan?
That what had happened, for example, with Tsebi Livni. Yes.
Mr. Hamdan, I know your view of this. I'm just asking you, and I need to move on to Mr. Gerges, why, as you know, the General Assembly has given both sides more time to conduct their investigations, and now Hamas is rejecting the Goldstone report, which says that it also committed war crimes by rocketing civilians in Israel. I want to go now quickly to Mr. Fawaz Gerges and ask you, Mr. Gerges, were you impressed by the very passionate way that Mosab Hassan Youssef talks about his conversion from Islam to Christianity? That seems to have been such a motivating factor for what he did.
You know, I mean, this is also an element in the tale that also must be taken into account when we discuss the credibility of what he says. And the reason why I say so is that Mr. Yusuf Jr. obviously has gone through tremendous upheaval, psychological, personal, on multiple levels. And I think this is why it seems to me, I mean, listen what he says. He says he was tortured by the Israeli security forces in the prison. What I really would like to know, what I would have liked to have asked him, Christian, what kind of torture was he exposed to? What kind of tools were they used against him? What kind of evidence does the Israeli or did the Israeli security forces have on him? Did he have any particular acts that he could have been ashamed of?
Right.
And this is why, Christian, for many Palestinians say, well, look, he's not the only agent that was recruited by the Israelis. Why listen? And in fact, one top Palestinian, and that's it's a human story for most of us who are living in the West.
Yes, indeed.
For the Palestinians, Christian, it's a tragedy that reminds them of what Israel has done to their society and how it infiltrated their society.
Fawaz Gerges, thank you so much. And also to Osama Hamdan, spokesman for Hamas in Damascus, and Yossi Melman, Israeli intelligence specialist and journalist who's joined us from Tel Aviv. Gentlemen, thank you all very much for helping to dissect this story. Tomorrow, we'll be interviewing the US and Iranian ambassadors to the UN's Atomic Watchdog Agency as world powers work to impose new sanctions against Tehran. In the meantime, as I say, do catch the podcast of this program on amanpour.com/podcast. For all of us here, goodbye from New York.